I'm Miguel Ramos. I'm the subject matter expert for mobile solutions at Confirmit. I've got 15 years of experience in technology, so this is what I can bring to the room. And for all of you that you don't know Confirmit, Confirmit is the leading technology platform for all market research. We specialize also on mobile for offline and online. And it's been really good to see that the previous presentation is using Confirmit technology. And I'll tell you why it's a journey. Because I want you to start thinking about mobile diaries from a contextual point of view. A contextual point of view, and my presentation is divided into 4 parts. First, I'm going to explain what's context. I'm going to show you some examples using contextual diaries. And I'm going to show you some of what our clients are using our technology for to capture all those feelings, all that in the moment we've been talking about all the time. And then I'll take you through this journey. This is all data capturing. I will take you into the data analysis and reporting, because this needs to be done on real time. And Confirmit offers you the technology, the platform to do this in the moment. And I'll finish with some recommendations. So if you're happy about this, I'm going to start. Power of context. This image, it's perfect, because it shows in just one image the power of the mobile phone. The location is the same, and the only difference is 8 years difference. This is St. Peter's Square, and this is showing how people want to capture history. They want to capture in the moment. They want to take it with them for the new Pope. So this is 2005 and 2013. The only difference is the number of mobile phones that people are carrying. They want to capture it. So this is context. So at Confirmit, we define context with 6 different areas. The location. So by using a mobile app, you can capture the GPS location. You can also do it with mobile web render surveys with Confirmit technology. The identity and preferences, who is the respondent? If you've got all that information, make sure that you preload it into the survey so you don't ask the questions over and over again. You've got that information from the panel. And you can capture additional information that you don't know about. The time of the day when the respondents are responding, and the 2 challenges, the direction or goal, where are they going? If you're doing some tracking, you're capturing all the GPS information, and the attitude and the state of mind. This is their feelings, and this is probably the hardest thing to capture. But I'm going to show you how you could do this with Confirmit technology. So for this, let me show you. We're proposing that you can use a 3-steps approach. A pre-survey, an app survey that guarantees the offline, and a post-survey. And this is what's new. And I'm going to go through the 3. Let's start with the pre-survey. You could do it as a web survey to do all that filtering, to ask all those questions, to make sure that you use it for a recruitment study. You get the data from your panel, you put it on the recruitment study and ask the questions beforehand. So you can guarantee that your respondents are actually going to be the group that you really want to get the information from. You could also do it through a mobile. And the recommendation that I have seen from our clients is that it shouldn't be more than 5 to 10 minutes or 15 to 30 questions. 30 questions is really taking it a bit too far. The offline app. Nielsen is using our offline app. The value of an offline app is the fact that it works completely offline, and you can capture in the moment. You can capture pictures, similar to what we have seen that CocaCola is doing. You can only ask questions to just capture just the image. You can capture audio. This is new. It's also been mentioned today. This is a very good approach for emerging markets where illiteracy is a challenge. And I'm going to show you how you can analyze this. later on. You can also capture videos, or if you're doing product studies, QR codes or barcodes. These are all the in the moment, all the contextual information that you cannot get any other ways. And you can guarantee that it's always going to work because it works offline. And the third part is the post-online web survey. If you think about what Coca-Cola is doing, it's the app. They're only asking their respondents to take a picture. And in here, this is where you can reflect back to the respondent all those pictures that they have taken, their location where they have taken all those pictures, and you can capture all those feelings. You can ask why. This is where you can go mad, and you can ask all those 20 minutes survey questions. And you only do it at the end of the study, so you can guarantee that you do the survey at the end, and the respondent is actually reflecting on why they have done it. Maybe they haven't realized that they've been to a specific location, but you're reminding them. So what I'm going to do now that I have shown you the 3 steps, I'm going to show you some examples and take you to some of the design. I have selected only a few examples because we've got many. But the reason why I have chosen those examples is to show you how our clients have used it and how they have designed their surveys. This is the app web-based survey, the app surveys. You can use alarms or push messages. This is important that you take it into consideration in the design phase. So you want to remind your respondents to complete a survey. If it's a daily study and you want to make sure that you get 2 responses, you can use alarms, and I'll show you how through the examples. Or you can keep your respondents engaged through push messages. Nielsen, for example, is using the push messages to inform the interviewers that are doing copy study. But you can do the same thing with the respondents doing a diary study. For a long study, push notification is a useful approach. And the incentives. It's been mentioned that today that the high value of the incentive doesn't really justify the people who are going to complete a survey more and more. What we feel at Confirmit is that you should also consider intrinsic rewards. This is thanking your respondents often and making sure that you're acknowledging that you're asking a lot from them, and that you're going to play back to them how their participation is helping you. You're going to keep your respondents engaged. They feel they're contributing. And this is what I've been getting from our clients, that this type of intrinsic rewards really adds a lot of value to the studies, and it keeps the respondents engaged. From a monetary point of view, the incentives that we've seen, we're going to see it through the examples, could vary from 0, and you will see some examples where the incentive has been 0. People do want to share, as you have seen with the previous image in Rome. So let's start. FIFA World Cup diary. This is a diary study. This is a study where there was a pre-survey and an app survey. In this case, they didn't use the post-survey, but I have selected this because I wanted to show you how you can use the alarm. You can, if you want to get, say, for example, 5 alarms, you could divide the day into periods and use randomization through those periods. You can do this with the Confirmit technology, and in this case, the average of the response was 4.6, so it was almost 5. They kept the app diary to a minimum. They wanted to capture in the moment for 24 hours, and as you can imagine, they were using an alarm 2 hours after a response, so it was very intense use of an alarm. It was self-complete, so if the respondent wasn't completing, then an alarm would come up every 2 hours. So they got an average of 8.1 surveys per respondent. So that's very good. It was only for 1 day. You can do this if it's a very short survey. but it shows you how important it is to just keep the survey to a minimum, the offline survey through the app, and that the use of alarm is very, very powerful. Another example, a very long study, a whole year study. In this case, and the reason why I have selected this is because you could use the alarms, you can actually change the alarms for the respondents. In this case, what they did, for the first 60 days, they had an alarm four periods per day because they wanted to capture the exposure of craving for cigarettes and the feeling of involvement. And what they were doing, they were engaging the respondents by giving them the feeling that their personal results were displayed back to them, and they were being compared with the other respondents. So it kept them engaged up to 12 months. No, they can journal. No alarms. I'm not trying to say, what I'm trying to do is to show you how to use our technology. And I have selected some real examples. In this case, they haven't even used any alarms. And they were really surprised because the respondents got 64% of the responses in 5 hours. And in 3 days, the whole sample was achieved. So it was really quick. Royal wedding, do you know when this happened? Zero incentive, self-initiation. People do want to share. What do they want to share? If you ever need to design an offline app survey, make sure that you always include a GPS and a picture, at least. And the final example I have selected, an ethnographic study, the same thing. 1 weekend and self-initiation, taking pictures and GPS to capture all that tracking. So I've been going through the data capturing, but personally I feel that, and it's been mentioned before here, that the analysis and reporting of all this information is where the value is. You can use the online dashboards that Confirmit offers to create this type of dashboards where the value is actually on what you can see there, on the filtering of the criteria. If you can categorize, if you can design your service to make sure you include all this categorization, basically through the reporting, you're going to structure what in other ways is unstructured data. Okay? So here we've got pictures. You can do the filtering through select the criteria. You can select as many criteria as you want. And you can quickly visualize where all that information was captured. You can do the same thing with the GPS. And this is why I was saying, if you capture pictures and GPSs, you can do all that correlation in real time. And the value for you guys is that you can offer these to your clients, and your final clients, they can do the analysis themselves because they know their business, they know their products, and they know what they're looking for. So this is one example. And I'd like to show you this one because I really like it, because this is exactly what's been mentioned, for example, with CocaCola. Imagine that CocaCola wanted to do some analysis and they had this type of platform. They could do, you could allow them to enter through the online dashboard, and they can zoom in. And when you zoom in, you can visualize the image together with the open text that it was collected. The open text, for example, was collected on the post survey. So you're actually mixing all that information. And this is really where we feel that the value is, where the future of our industry is going. I'm showing images, and you can see the text at the bottom, and I'm showing GPS. But I was really pleased to hear that audio was mentioned today. This is why I actually brought this sample. You can do the categorization. In this case, we've only got one. But we feel that the value for developing countries for offline studies comes from being able to capture open-ended questions through the voice. And you can do the analysis through here. I think it was asked earlier. You can do it with Confirmit. In this case, it's a video. It's the same thing with the audio. You could show the transcription of all the text that is captured on the video or the transcription that is shown on the audio. The value is to be able to structure unstructured data real time and do all that correlation. So speeding up reducing your time to market, offering to your clients. These are the audio questions. You can do the filtering and you can get all the text from all the responses. So your clients can actually listen, because I was asked earlier, they can listen in real time what it was actually mentioned. And it's reducing the size of the survey, the offline survey app. Photos are highly used, and GPSs are starting to be used more and more. And this is why I was mentioning it. Make sure that you're using both photos and GPSs so that you can correlate the information. This is why we have launched this type of dashboards. Keep your respondents engaged through alarms or push notifications, and display the results to your respondents. This is really going to keep them engaged. And if you want to go wild, ask a 20-minute question survey, use the post survey. This is the place to ask for all the questions, all the reflection, all the open text, to capture all that initial information and show the appreciation and that you're sharing all the information back to them. And for the reporting, if you've designed the survey in a way that you can classify the data, you can make use of the online dashboards to link qualitative insights with quantitative insights. So this is what we feel that it's adding value to your customers, and you can play back to your customers. They can use it. You can make sure that the categorization criteria is going to be there, live. Thank you very much.
My question is, what's the future now? You have this platform in place. Where do you see this moving? Because, of course, there are a lot of other frugal solutions that are being used by clients today. One aspect is using messaging apps like WeChat, WhatsApp, which somehow offer the similar facility of taking pictures, voice recording, though, the analysis becomes a little bit tricky. So what's your perspective on that? What does Confirmit add in terms of making our lives easier as clients?
Well, we're a technology platform, so we add flexibility. We're scalable, flexible. You can use the data capturing part, or you can use the reporting part. We've got clients that are only using the reporting side. That's very surprising. We've got a television station in the UK that is only using our reporting side, because our reporting platform, which is what I was showing earlier, simply because they ended up with so much data that they couldn't analyze it. So at the future, the way I see it, is in the analysis phase, making sure that we can streamline those processes, and you can use, if you want, the technology platform that Confirmit offers, and feed in any source that you want.